You won't believe what this drone stumbled upon by accident in the middle of nowhere. These individuals were simply going about their daily lives when they stumbled upon discoveries that would make history. From a photograph valued in the millions to a priceless Roman bust, here are 20 incredible discoveries that were made completely by accident. Number 20. $1 million photo for $2. In 2010, Randy Guiaro was browsing through items at a junk shop in Fresno, California, when he found an old tintype photograph. It was an image of a group of men playing croquet. Nothing special, right? Randy purchased it for $2 and went on his way. Upon closer inspection, he realized that one of the men in the photograph resembled Billy the Kid. Born Henry McCarty, alias William H. Bonney or Billy the Kid, he rose to infamy for being an American outlaw of the Old West. If the photo really featured the Wild West outlaw, its value would have increased exponentially. Unfortunately, Randy's claims were initially met with skepticism, and the photo wasn't easily verified. After an arduous process of extensive research, historical analysis, and modern facial recognition technology, experts finally confirmed that the photograph was indeed authentic. It was taken back in 1878 and indeed showed Billy the Kid with members of his gang, the Regulators, during a break from their turbulent lives of illicit activities. The only other confirmed photograph of Billy the Kid, known as the Upham tintype, was sold at auction for $2.3 million back in 2011. That said, Randy's $2 investment is definitely one of the greatest decisions he ever made. Number 19. Scientists accidentally made the world's tightest and smallest knot. Just recently, scientists unintentionally created the smallest, tightest knot ever recorded. Now, this knot might not look small, but that's only because this is an enlarged image of the actual knot. This microscopic object is made of just 54 atoms and it forms a trefoil knot, an intricate structure resembling a three-leaf clover with 3 interlacing loops and no loose ends. This knot is not only tiny but also incredibly tight, setting a new standard with a backbone crossing ratio of 23, narrowly surpassing the previous record of 24. The discovery occurred at the Chinese Academy of Sciences when researchers were working on connecting carbon structures to gold acetylides. One of their chemical reactions unexpectedly produced a gold chain that spontaneously knotted itself into this record-breaking structure. Now, how else does this discovery affect us? Well, it has significant implications for our understanding of molecular structures and their applications. In nature, similar knots can be found in DNA, RNA, and various proteins, which play critical roles in maintaining stability and function. By studying these molecular knots, scientists can gain insights into how these natural systems work, potentially leading to advancements in material science and the development of new polymers and plastics. Number 18. Hidden painting dating back to the Renaissance. Restorers working at the Calverley Old Hall in Yorkshire, England, were floored when they unearthed astounding floor-to-ceiling paintings dating back to the reign of Queen Elizabeth I. This discovery revealed a hidden chamber adorned with intricate Tudor wall paintings, an unexpected and spectacular find beneath 19th-century plaster. These well-preserved paintings were executed in the grotesque style, a decorative art form that originated in the lavish golden house of the Roman Emperor Nero. The design, which features fantastical creatures, toothed birds, and ornate vines, was popularized in England during the 16th century. Now, it's quite astounding to step into this chamber. Hopefully, it will be properly preserved to prevent damage to the paintings. Number 17. Huge mammoth tusk. Earlier this year, coal miners at the Freedom Mine near Beulah, North Dakota, unearthed a remarkably well-preserved mammoth tusk during their excavation activities. They discovered it accidentally 40 feet below the surface in an old stream bed. A shovel operator first noticed a flash of white as he was loading dirt onto a truck. Luckily, the operator saw the tusk and realized what it could be, and so the operation was halted and experts from the North Dakota Geological Survey, the State Historical Society of North Dakota, and the Bureau of Land Management were called in. The massive tusk measures an impressive 7 feet in length and weighs about 50 pounds. After the initial tusk was discovered, other experts quickly secured the site, leading to the excavation of more than 20 additional bones, including ribs, a shoulder blade, a tooth, and parts of the mammoth's hips. Now, this is one of the greatest fossil discoveries in North Dakota because of how complete it is. Most mammoth fossils found in North Dakota are usually just isolated bones or teeth. This discovery, therefore, represents one of the most complete mammoth skeletons ever found in the state. Number 16. Priceless Roman bust. There's something fun about thrifting, and a huge part of the fun is in the possibility of discovering something expensive and buying it at an insanely cheap price. Take the experience of Laura Young, for example. In 2018, Laura, an antiques enthusiast in Austin, Texas, stumbled upon a hidden gem at a local Goodwill, a 52-pound marble bust priced at just $34.99. Now, $34.99 is definitely not easy money, but for a marble statue, that's quite a steal. And so she decided to buy it and put it in her car with a seatbelt for the ride home. Just from looking at the statue, she knew that what she bought wasn't just an ordinary piece of decor. To confirm her suspicions, Laura asked the help of experts at the University of Texas at Austin and renowned auction houses like Sotheby's. It was eventually revealed that the sculpture once resided in the Pompejanum, a replica Roman villa in Germany commissioned by King Ludwig I of Bavaria in the mid-19th century. The bust is believed to be in homage to one of Pompey the Great's sons and was likely looted during World War II when Allied bombers attacked Aschaffenburg in 1944. Unfortunately for her, the artifact was arranged to be returned to Germany, and no, she did not get to make any profit or anything at all from the initial $34.99 she paid for it originally. Well, that's quite a shame, but at least the piece is back to where it rightfully belongs. Well, that this discovery was quite disappointing. I'd probably think about that statue for a few years if I were in that lady's shoes. But what about you guys? Would you have agreed to just return it, or would you ask for a finder's compensation? Let me know in the comments. Number 15. Medieval Tunnel. In 2021, electrical workers from Western Power Distribution, WPD, in Wales were digging a hole for a new power line pole in a customer's backyard in Monmouthshire when they discovered a tunnel. A single look at the tunnel made them realize it had been built a long time ago. The human-made tunnel system was about 4 feet tall, and it runs alongside Engedi Brook. It's likely that it's been walked over unknowingly for centuries. The tunnel has a pretty close proximity to Tintern Abbey, a Gothic monastery established by Cistercian monks in 1131. There's a possibility that this passage could have been used by the abbey. However, the exact purpose and extent of the tunnel system remain unknown. It could potentially have been part of the abbey's infrastructure or linked to the ironworks and furnaces in the area, which were operational until the dissolution of the monasteries by King Henry VIII in the 16th century. Now, what's mysterious is that there are no records of the tunnel being built. Cadw, the Welsh government's Historic Environment Service, has been consulted and is conducting further archaeological investigations. These studies could take years to uncover the full historical context and significance of the tunnels. With no records of the tunnel's existence, however, the purpose of this underground passage might never be revealed. Number 14. Mystery Magma Reservoir. In 2019, a team of scientists led by Carl Tape from the University of Alaska Fairbanks studied seismic activity in the Denali region following a 7.1 magnitude earthquake near Anchorage. They deployed hundreds of seismometers along the Denali Fault to capture the aftershocks and understand the region's seismic characteristics. During their analysis, they stumbled upon an anomaly, a spot where seismic waves significantly slowed down. Now, what does this mean? Well, scientists believe that this data suggests there's a magma reservoir approximately 7 miles beneath the surface of Denali. Denali, North America's highest peak, sits above a subducting tectonic plate, a condition usually associated with volcanic activity. And yet, the region known as the Denali Volcanic Gap lacks surface volcanoes. This gap stretches from Mount Spur to the Wrangell Mountains, encompassing an area where volcanic activity seems to mysteriously halt despite the favorable geological conditions. It seems that while there are no volcanoes in the area, magma is burning deep beneath the ground. The presence of this magma reservoir challenges existing theories about volcanic activity in the region. To further understand this phenomenon, scientists plan to deploy more seismic instruments directly above the anomaly. Number 13. Viking Sword. In 2015, while hiking in the mountainous Hockley region of central southern Norway, a gentleman named Goran saw something unusual protruding from beneath some heavy rocks. Upon closer inspection, he realized he had uncovered a rusty yet remarkably well-preserved sword. When researchers stepped in, they realized that Goran discovered more than just an old rusty sword. It dates back to around 750 and 800 AD, right at the beginning of the Viking Age. This means this sword is about 1,200 years old. It's a double-edged weapon made of wrought iron, measuring approximately 30 inches in length. Despite its age, the sword is in excellent condition, primarily due to the region's unique climate. The cold, dry conditions of the Hockley Mountains, where snow and frost cover the area for at least 6 months of the year, have helped preserve the sword, preventing significant rust and deterioration. Despite the missing handle of the weapon, it's still a valuable discovery, not only for its excellent preservation but also for its connection with the Vikings. Number 12. Material stronger than concrete. Doctoral student David Stone was experimenting with waste steel dust, when he accidentally discovered a revolutionary material, one that's not only eco-friendly but also stronger and cheaper than traditional concrete. This is ferric. This material derives its name from its primary component, iron-rich ferrous rock. What sets ferric apart is its remarkable strength and environmental benefits. It's made from 95% recycled materials, including steel dust and silica from pulverized glass. When mixed and allowed to set, the iron in the steel dust reacts with carbon dioxide, forming iron carbonate. This process not only strengthens the material but also absorbs CO2, effectively making ferric a carbon-negative material. With concrete being responsible for up to 8% of global carbon dioxide emissions, this material could significantly decrease man-made damage on Earth. By replacing concrete with ferric, the construction industry could drastically reduce its environmental footprint. Moreover, utilizing industrial waste to produce ferric could help mitigate the problem of industrial waste disposal, turning potential pollutants into valuable resources. Unfortunately for us, the use of ferric is still in its development stages. For now, we can only hope that this material will give way to greener, more resilient cities. Number 11. Accidental border change. Imagine minding your business when you accidentally redraw the border between two countries. That's what happened to a Belgian farmer when he unintentionally redrew the border between Belgium and France by moving a 200-year-old stone. The stone in question was placed as a boundary marker in 1819 following the Treaty of Kortrijk in 1820. One day, the said stone was moved approximately 7.5 feet to make way for the farmer's tractor near the village of Erquelins, Belgium. This minor adjustment effectively enlarged Belgium and shrunk France. The error was discovered by a local history enthusiast who noticed the stone was out of place during a walk. Both the mayors of Erquelins and the neighboring French village of Bousigny-Serac found humor in the situation. David Laveau, the mayor of Erquelins, joked about his town becoming bigger, while Aurélie Wellenec, the mayor of Bousigny-Serac, expressed confidence that the issue could be resolved amicably, avoiding any serious diplomatic fallout. One thing is for sure, both mayors have a sense of humor. The border between the two countries stretches for about 390 miles and has been relatively easy to miss since the Schengen Agreement of 1995 abolished border controls within participating countries. However, the historical significance of the stone makes its precise placement important. Authorities have requested the farmer to move the stone back to its original location. If he fails to comply, the matter could escalate to the involvement of the Belgian Foreign Ministry and potentially a rare convening of the Franco-Belgian Border Commission, which hasn't met since 1930. Well, I guess there's something I learned today. If I ever find myself in rural Belgium, I shouldn't move any random stones at the risk of changing the borders. Number 10. Workers accidentally find medieval shrine. In 2020, construction workers working by a railroad track near Guildford, England, came across something unusual, a cave. Curious, they examined what was inside and immediately called archaeologists. The cave dates back to the 14th century, and within it were several sections ranging from 11 to 27 inches high, with neat carvings suggesting it was used as a shrine or hermitage. Archaeologists believe the cave was associated with the nearby chapel of St. Catherine, now in ruins. The shrine's interior is marked by soot and charcoal, likely remnants from lamps and fires used by worshippers. The roof is adorned with various markings, including carved initials and other decorative elements. Number 9. 900-year-old treasure trove. Earlier this year, a woman went out for a walk in her neighborhood in the Czech Republic when she noticed a broken ceramic pot partially buried in the ground. Upon closer inspection, she discovered the pot contained over 2,150 medieval silver coins known as denarii. Experts from the Academy of Sciences of the Czech Republic immediately acknowledged her lucky discovery. Many claimed that this find is like winning the lottery. The coins, believed to have been hidden during the first quarter of the 12th century, were likely buried amidst political turmoil involving the pre-Myslid dynasty's struggle for control over the princely throne of Prague. The coins, made from a silver alloy containing copper, lead, and trace amounts of other metals, were most likely minted in Prague using imported silver. This detail sheds light on the extensive trade networks of the time. The treasure trove, now in the hands of Czech experts, will undergo thorough analysis and restoration. Each coin will be cleaned, registered, and catalogued, with plans to display them at the Czech Silver Museum in Kutna Hora by 2025. Number 8. Ultra-rare mineral. In 2018, Morgan Cox, a student from Curtin University in Australia, was examining core samples from the Woodley crater, an ancient meteorite impact site in Western Australia, when she stumbled upon one of the rarest materials on Earth, rhyodite. The crater that she was examining was possibly one of the largest known impact craters on Earth. It was expected that she'd discover materials from space while examining the crater, but the rhyodite was definitely something Morgan didn't expect to find. You see, this ultra-rare material only forms under the immense pressures and temperatures generated when a meteorite strikes the Earth. When this happens, the mineral zircon, which is quite common, then transforms into the rare rhyodite. Prior to Cox's discovery, rhyodite had only been found in a handful of locations worldwide, making this find particularly significant. Number 7. Novice collector accidentally discovers a new dinosaur species. This accidental discovery is definitely every amateur paleontologist's dream. In 2005, while exploring his property near the Judith River Formation in Montana, Bill Shipp stumbled upon a large fossilized bone protruding from the earth. Although he was a novice in paleontology, Shipp recognized the significance of his findings and contacted experts for further investigation. The fossil turned out to be a well-preserved leg bone from a previously unknown species of horned dinosaur. Researchers from the Canadian Museum of Nature, led by paleontologist Jordan Mallon, examined the fossil and identified it as belonging to a new species named Spiclipius shiprum in honor of Shipp. Subsequent research revealed that Spiclipius shiprum was an herbivorous dinosaur that was closely related to the Triceratops and lived around 76 million years ago. It measured approximately 15 feet in length and weighed up to 4 tons. It's quite astounding to think that an entire dinosaur species was brought into existence thanks to a serendipitous find. Number 6. Dinosaur footprints. On July 10, 2022, Ohanga, a customer at a gardening-themed restaurant in Leshan, noticed something peculiar about several pits in the restaurant's courtyard. Given his background in dealing with stone materials and his keen interest in paleontology, O quickly suspected that these depressions might be dinosaur footprints. He contacted Xing Lida, an associate professor from the China University of Geosciences in Beijing, to investigate further. Professor Xing, along with Pang Guangxiao from the Zhegung Dinosaur Museum, confirmed the presence of dinosaur footprints after conducting detailed studies using drones and 3D scanners. The team identified more than 10 fossilized footprints belonging to 2 sauropod dinosaurs, specifically brontosauruses, from the early Cretaceous period, over 100 million years ago. These herbivorous giants, known for their long necks and tails, were among the largest terrestrial animals to ever walk the earth. Experts predict that more dinosaur traces may be found in Leshan, urging the restaurant to take proper on-site protection measures to preserve these valuable footprints. For the restaurant, the discovery surely is a serendipitous find. After all, this could become a great opportunity for them to attract more customers and tourists who would definitely pay to see the footprints. If it weren't for one knowledgeable customer, the footprints would have probably remained unnoticed until erosion and human activity damaged them and made them disappear. Number 5. Prehistoric Industrial Complex. In 2017, Canadian diver Fred DeVos was teaching cave survey diving in the underwater cave systems of Quintana Roo, Mexico. During one of his explorations, he ventured into an uncharted passage. He's a diver, and so finding the unexplored space made curiosity take over. He pushed through and explored ahead. Lucky for him, he didn't regret his decision. What he found was astonishing, a vast network of tunnels and chambers that turned out to be a prehistoric ochre mining complex. The site, now known as the Red Mine, possibly dates back between 12,000 and 10,000 years, making it one of the oldest known mining operations in the Americas. The underwater caves of the Yucatan Peninsula have been known to divers and explorers for years, but many parts remained unexplored until this accidental discovery. Who knows what else lurks within its unexplored areas? Number 4. Discovery of China's Terracotta Army. Now, you probably already know about the Terracotta Army in China. However, did you know that these soldiers were all discovered by complete accident? It all began in 1974 when a group of farmers, desperate for water amid a drought, were digging a well. But their efforts didn't grant them water. Instead, it led them to the life-size statues which we now know as the Terracotta Army. These pieces led to the unearthing of an underground mausoleum complex spanning over 38 square miles, with the Terracotta Army at its heart. The site included over 8,000 soldiers, 130 chariots with 520 horses, and 150 cavalry horses, each meticulously crafted with unique facial features, hairstyles, and expressions. All of these were created over 2,200 years ago for Emperor Qin Shi Huang, the ruler known for unifying China. The first emperor was known for valuing the afterlife. He believed that even after death, he would need his own army to ensure that on his journey to the other side, he would receive the same protection. And so, he commanded the creation of the Terracotta Army. The figures, arranged in battle formation, include various military ranks from generals to infantrymen, reflecting the structure of his real army. Researchers believe that each figure was originally painted in vibrant colors, though most of the pigments have faded over time. Recent research and technological advances are helping to reveal more about the original appearance of these warriors, showing them as the vivid and lifelike figures they once were. Number 3. Ubran Shipwreck. In 1982, a local sponge diver named Mammoth was exploring near the coast of Ubran in Turkey when he noticed something deep beneath the waves, a shipwreck. Now, this shipwreck, lying 144 to 171 feet underwater, is known as one of the greatest shipwrecks ever found. The Ubran wreck was filled with treasure. The ship's cargo was a veritable treasure trove, featuring over 20 tons of goods from diverse cultures. Among the finds were 354 oxide ingots of Cypriot copper, weighing a total of 10 tons, and the world's earliest intact glass ingots in vibrant colors such as cobalt blue and turquoise, logs of ebony, ostrich eggshells, ivory, and tortoise shells, alongside finished goods like Canaanite jewelry, thousands of beads, and a bronze statuette adorned with gold, were among the cargo as well. But perhaps the most eye-catching item was a gold scarab bearing the name of Egyptian Queen Nefertiti. The cargo also included tools, weapons, and everyday items such as oil lamps and fishing gear, shedding light on the lives of the crew, who were likely a mix of Canaanite, Cypriot, and Mycenaean sailors. With its cargo alone, the Ubran shipwreck was easily deemed one of the greatest and most valuable shipwrecks ever found. Number 2. Mysterious Monolith. In the Utah desert in late November 2020, a helicopter crew from the Utah Department of Public Safety conducted a routine survey of bighorn sheep in a remote part of the desert when they stumbled upon a metallic monolith standing approximately 10 to 12 feet tall. Strangely, the monolith was embedded in the red rock and was surrounded by nothing else. Upon closer inspection, they realized it was made of stainless steel or aluminum. Aside from the fact that it was extremely out of place, there was nothing special about the monolith itself. However, with its sudden appearance, it immediately captured the attention of the locals. The discovery of the monolith led to a flurry of theories about its origin. Some speculated that it was a piece of art, possibly in homage to the science fiction film 2001, A Space Odyssey. Others suggested it might be an installation by an anonymous artist like Banksy. Conspiracy theories also emerged, with some people suggesting extraterrestrial involvement or secret government projects. Today, the mystery behind this monolith is largely debunked. It's believed that it was an art installation by a group. Several other monoliths were installed in different parts of the world, most of which were in places where you would not expect to see a giant metal column. The only question surrounding these installations was the message behind them. Any guesses? Feel free to share them in the comments down below. Now it's time for today's topic. A drone just discovered this in the middle of nowhere by accident. A man was exploring the nearby woods using his drone. What he saw, however, sent chills down his spine. Up in the trees, he saw what seemed like small miniature humans trying to climb up. He tried to look closer, but before he could control his drone, it malfunctioned. The camera blacked out for a split second, and when it came to, the mysterious tiny figures were gone. The man tried to find the location where the drone captured these miniature things, but he failed to find where it was. It's unknown what he saw that day: toys, minifigures, dwarves, or something else entirely. Any theories? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments down below. As for me, it's highly likely that the man merely saw toys left behind by children who once played in the woods. But if I were to see something like this in the local woods, you'd best believe I'd keep away from it. Nope, I'm not risking encountering anything that's not of this world. Number 1. Prehistoric Hinge. Recently, a team of researchers from Newcastle University and the University of Sheffield set out to locate the hermitage of St. Guthlac, an Anglo-Saxon hermit renowned for his life of solitude in the Fenlands during the 8th century. Instead of finding anything related to the hermitage, however, they discovered a henge. This henge is a massive circular earthwork constructed between 3000 and 1600 BCE and spans almost 250 feet in diameter, making it one of the largest of its kind in the region. Originally built in the Neolithic or early Bronze Age, it featured a prominent bank and ditch and was likely a significant ceremonial center during its time. The site was later adapted into a timber circle surrounded by burial mounds during the Middle Bronze Age. The henge was reoccupied around the 7th century, a time coinciding with St. Guthlac's arrival in Crowland. Guthlac, a nobleman turned hermit, chose this remote marshland for his solitary life, which was believed to be haunted by evil spirits. The recent excavations at the henge site revealed numerous Anglo-Saxon artifacts, including pottery, bone combs, and glass fragments from a high-status drinking vessel. It's possible that this henge was used well into the medieval period. What's more, the remains of a 12th century hall and chapel complex, likely built by the abbots of Crowland to venerate St. Guthlac and his sister St. Pega, were uncovered. These discoveries suggest that this location was significant for pilgrims and the religious between 3000 and 1600 BCE. If you have other lucky discoveries, feel free to share those as well, and I'll be sure to read them. Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on the screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video.